As Cassini approached the final leg of its journey, it continued to perform science with relentless determination. One of its most poignant final acts was a last glance toward Enceladus, the icy moon that had become one of the most tantalizing subjects of astrobiological interest in the solar system. For 40 minutes, Cassini watched as Enceladus slowly disappeared behind the vast, curving edge of Saturn. The image sequence it captured was haunting, the tiny white orb of Enceladus drifting away, while Saturn's body grew larger and darker in the frame, was symbolic of the mission's approaching end. The final photograph Cassini ever took wasn't a grand portrait. It was subtle, taken while peering over the region of Saturn where the spacecraft would ultimately plunge. It was nighttime on that part of the planet, and the only illumination came from sunlight reflected off the rings. It was, in every sense, a quiet farewell. But photography wasn't Cassini's priority on its last day. As beautiful as the images were, they consumed bandwidth, and the scientists wanted every bit of data they could get. The science team had made a decision: prioritize measurements over visuals. After all, there would be no more uploads once Cassini was gone. As it dove into Saturn's upper atmosphere, Cassini's instruments remained active to the very end. It measured temperature, pressure, magnetic fields, and the composition of the gases surrounding it. It sent data back in real time, knowing full well that it was the last communication it would ever transmit. Back on Earth, scientists watched in tense silence. In a control room at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, the signal was tracked with unwavering attention. Then, without drama or noise, it ended. A silent pause. The spacecraft was gone. Cassini's destruction wasn't a loss. It was a culmination. Its death ensured the protection of potentially habitable worlds like Enceladus and Titan, preventing any Earth-based microbes from contaminating them. It was a noble sacrifice in the name of future science. The images Cassini had sent throughout its mission remained, some of the most breathtaking views of space ever captured. Panoramas of Saturn's rings, shadows cast by moons, the pale blue dot of Earth seen from across the solar system. These weren't just photos. They were emotional artifacts of humanity's greatest robotic explorer. Cassini's final act was to look back one last time, not just at the moons it had studied, but at the legacy it was leaving behind. It had traveled nearly 5 billion miles, orbited Saturn for over a decade, and changed everything we knew about the ringed planet. At Infinity Beyond, we honor missions like Cassini not as endings, but as eternal beginnings, each byte of data it sent home now part of humanity's shared cosmic story.